Adonis Recycling came together with a shared vision to foster a cleaner environment for the community, in which they've accomplished that and making them leaders here in St. Louis for sure. But they've added to that by giving back to the community. And I think that's just as, if not more important than being a successful business. And I think the owner of the business will agree with me on that. How does a business such as Adonis Recycling become a leader in the community? I'm going to let them explain. Welcome, Jim Adolphson. He is the CEO of Adonis Recycling, and Jennifer Bardot, who is with G.R.I.T, G.R.I.T. Welcome them both to My St. Louis Live. We're glad you're here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming in. So tell us about Adonis as a leader in the community. Why is that important to you, and how do you accomplish that?
Yeah, well, we accomplish that by, just making a difference out there. There's so many businesses, as well they should be, worried about their bottom line. But I come from a place in my heart where I think we can give back, and whether that's donating computers to an inner city school so those kids can see that there's more to life than sometimes that 6-block radius, which is home, church, and school. Right. They know that there's bigger and better things out there. And just by being involved in the community, giving those opportunities for the general public to recycle their electronic waste, and or bringing people together to make a difference. We had a safe place on this morning, and just make a difference out there. And doing those things inspires others to make the community better.
Because I know you won't do it, I'm just going to say, talk about Adonis a little bit, if you don't mind, for just a second. Tell us what you do and why this is how you should recycle your old electronics.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, because that's hard for me, because my heart is in a different spot.
I know it is.
So Adonis is an ITAD company, which means we take end-of-life, end-of-use, overstocked IT equipment. We refurbish it and resell it to make money for ourselves, as well as to make money for the businesses that bring their old assets to us. And we do it all with a philanthropic spin. We started off that way, and we just thought, if there's a way to make a difference, let's help the charities in the area. And so,
let's talk about G.R.I.T, because I don't want to run out of time.
Yeah,
why
absolutely.
They are a community leader.
Yeah, so I'll let Jennifer say that. She's somebody that's very near and dear to my heart. She's a great friend.
Everybody's near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I wanted to bring her along to talk about G.R.I.T.
Well, Jim was in my 7th anthology, Successful Entrepreneurs with G.R.I.T, because he actually displays that every day. He is a successful entrepreneur, he's humble, he's kind, and he displays the attributes of G.R.I.T, which is growth, resilience, intention, and tenacity.
I was going to ask you, what does the G.R.I.T stand for?
Yeah.
So this is your, how many books have you written?
7th.
So would you start when you were 8 years old, or how did that work out for you?
I have been doing this for about 5 years, though.
Okay.
So, since 2021.
And is it all business-related stuff that you're...
So really, they're about creating hope through hardship, to really unveil leaders and humanize hardship, so those that are struggling behind closed doors can find another way, another path, another way out, so they can push through the suck, as I say. So there's hope through the hardship.
Do you find that people that have been through hard times can sometimes make the best entrepreneurs because what they're looking at ahead of them is nothing like what they've already been through?
Absolutely. They choose to evolve, they choose to have that resilience, and they just keep getting up. They pull themselves up from their bootstraps, and they're humble and kind and lead with purpose and passion.
How can we find your book?
Amazon, Kindle, Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Does he have copies at the shop?
Absolutely. Go Adonis.
I got him in my truck.
What was it about that attracted, besides Jennifer, what was it that attracted you to G.R.I.T and to that effort that she's making?
I just see her being a leader in the community, and I see her support women who sometimes don't have, that grit that people want and need to understand that, hey, you can go do anything if you just put your mind behind it. And I think she gets behind those ladies and just, reinforces that.
It's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, when I say one of the things that I brought up, and it wasn't even the script because he won't talk about it, is how we need to make sure that when we recycle our electronics, it's done in a responsible, bonded, insured, safe way to eliminate all of your data so that it doesn't get out there to the bad guys. And that's exactly what he specializes in. And you can reach Adonis Recycling by calling 866-496-6991, or you can find them on the web at Adonis-ITAD.com. And again, the name of Jennifer's book, Successful Entrepreneurs with G.R.I.T, G.R.I.T.
We've got our G.R.I.T faces on.
There you go.